Hello all, it's United Talk. Join me on a beautiful day. Today I want to talk about getting back to the proper football, because obviously England play and I watch it, but just need to get this internationals out of the way and get back to the proper stuff, and the small matter that is a trip to Anfield. And what I want to talk about is Sesko and how we can use him as a platform in this game. Now, Sesko, I said for me Mount was man of the match against Sunderland. I thought he was quality, but Sesko had a very, very good game and would push him close for man of the match for me. I mean, he had like 39 touches, won 9 duels, obviously scored a goal, and quite importantly won 4 aerial duels. Now, we the Sunderland manager said that they couldn't handle how we went long to him. They couldn't handle it and they had to change. Now, whether that was by design or by luck that we found that way, like I say, whether Ruben instructed them to do that, or whether it was because Lamont wasn't confident enough to try and play out, so he went up to Sesko. Either way, it's given us something which I think we should utilise at Anfield. Obviously Sesko is a giant of a man, 6'5", hell of a leap on him. I know Liverpool have got their own giant, Van Dijk, the generational defender, better than Vidic. Well, he's not though, is he? Let's be fair. He's not better than Vidic. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Vidic was playing in an era with better strikers. He was 2-time Premier League Player of the Year. I think I'm right in saying the only defender that's won that. But he's won it twice. I don't get it. Maybe it's recency bias. It's just not. People say you're bound to say that as a United fan. I try to be a realist as well, and it's just, to me, he's just not in the class of Vidic. But anyway, I digress. They have Vidic, who's obviously big and powerful, and it looks like Konate is going to be injured, but he's not been great anyway, has he? Head turned by Madrid, I think, or talk of Madrid. But I wouldn't mind Sesko occupying Vidic and testing him up in the air and seeing if he can handle Sesko, for one, with his aerial threat. But I think we could be quite cunning here. And when the ball is back with the goalkeeper, switch. I imagine the front three is going to be Sesko and Benjamin and Cunha. I feel like Cunha come back in. Mount would be unlucky, and I wouldn't be displeased with Mount keeping his place, because like I said, I thought he was brilliant against Sunderland. Everything he done was class, but I just feel like he'll bring Cunha back in for his ability on the ball, holding the ball, running with it. But like I say, when the goalkeeper gets the ball, maybe we should switch Sesko with one of those and stick him on a Kirkes or a Frimpong and hit him from there, because that's a mismatch. They're never beating him in the air. Van Dijk, he'll obviously get in a scrap with, might win some. Van Dijk might win some, but Kirkes or Frimpong are never beating him in the air, are they? So, like I say, the 4 aerial duels won against Sunderland, And I go back the one against Chelsea as well, which led to the sending off. We found something that we can utilise. Getting Mbeumo running off the shoulder. So switch Sesko out onto a Kirkes or a Frimpong, and then one of them two running off the shoulder, looking for that flick on. One, it gets Van Dijk turned round and going back the other way. You've took him out the game in the sense of the header, and then he's got to test himself going back towards goal against two players that are very capable. And Mbeumo will just keep running all day and keep sending him back that way, and that gives us a platform to get the ball up the other end of the pitch and play up that end. Because if we try and obviously play out, then they're going to press high, the crowd's going to be up. If we lose the ball or whatever, then all them nerves will come back in. So I think we stumbled across something which I would encourage them to deploy in this game. If it works, it works. It might not be, oh, it's not glamorous, oh, you're just thumping it up to the big man, oh. But there's no sense in us, in a hostile atmosphere, trying to play out, putting ourselves under pressure, bringing them on. Just get it up the top, away from our goal, and see how they handle our strike foot, our attackers. What's everybody think on it? Do you think it's the way to go? Because I think we need to start using the aerial prowess of Sesko more. I'd like to see more deliveries into the box earlier, quality deliveries whipped in so he can attack it. But if we can get him, as likes of Chelsea game, winning them flick-ons to the others running off the shoulder, then it gives the defence a real problem. And like I say, they can't score a goal while the ball's up the other end. So I think that would be the way I go. Like I say, he was very impressive against Sunderland. Hopefully he can build on that. Got a bit of confidence. Obviously 2 goals in 2 games, so he's a threat. And it gives us that something that we was probably lacking with Højlund. I wasn't one of these that was on Højlund's back because I didn't think he was good. I thought he's a good player. He's showing it he's a good player. He's shown it at Napoli. I think he just sort of got in a bit of a rut, as the team were in a rut, and he stopped making them runs because the likes of Garnacho, he thought, I'm never going to get the ball, so he stopped making the runs, so he didn't help himself in that sense. But Sesko, he works hard, he chases things down, he tackles. He's given us a real platform up there, so I'd like to start utilising it and hitting him even into his chest, bring it down on his chest, feed it out to the wide men. And I'm excited by it. Like I say, whether it was by design, whether Ruben said to do that, or they stumbled across it by accident, it definitely worked. And Sunderland, who were unbeaten before the mighty United come and set that straight, if they had to change because they couldn't deal with it, then it's got to be worth going for, especially away from home at Anfield in a hostile atmosphere. So hopefully Sesko can carry on, get another one. We can deploy this, get at them, because they're shaky, aren't they? They're shaky at the back for the whole $500 million that they've spent, and talk they're going to win everything. They're going to walk it. They've brought in all these that are going to, all these players, Isak, Wirtz, blah blah blah. They're going to walk the league. Well, they can't. They were shite really, but they were in that run where everything was falling for them. And now they're facing the other side. They're being tested and they're shaky, so let's capitalise on that. Let's put it on them a bit. And that's what I mean. We can't obviously go gung-ho, but to take the sting out of the game, hit it up to the big man and keep it up that end of the pitch and see what we can do from there. But while we're just on Sesko, the sort of nonsense as well about agents had voted him the worst signing. That's mad, isn't it? That's just mad. Jadon Sancho played like 8 minutes, but Sesko's the worst signing. Liverpool have bought bloody Isak and Wirtz for 300 million and they've done nothing. But yeah, okay, Sesko's the worst signing. You can't make it up, can you? It's just mental. And what better time for him to come and shove it down their throats? Well, there you go, have some of that. Dominant performance at Anfield, giving us a platform to go and turn them over. Be lovely, wouldn't it? Lovely old job. Anyway, what do you all reckon? Let me know. Do you see that that's the way to go? Do you have a different way that you'd play? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, roll on the weekend. Come on, United.